So here's the starting lineup for the third and final race for the GT1 NZ. Dwayne Carter starting off the pole alongside Brian Gray. Then we go back to Ian Booth and Cameron Jones in that unique rotary-powered space frame Camaro. A row 3 start for Craig Corliss alongside the Viper V10 of Malcolm Udy. Go back to Tony Stewart in the Batmobile. John Ray, who won the second race from row 4. Row 5 start for Ross Thurston, back to Guy Stewart. Row 6 start for Raymond Hart. He starts alongside the Camaro of Chris Hatton. Row 7 start for Harry Dodson and Andy Greenslade. Then it's Kester Olive Kroner and Chris Coleman from row number 8. Then we go back to Alan Ferguson and Mark Clark to complete the lineup. So they're lining up on the grid for the third and final race of the weekend here in Hamilton for the GT1 NZs. Dwayne Carter will start off the pole in the Carter's Tyres V8 supercar. Brian Gray alongside him in that quad rotor Mazda RX-7 Batmobile. Certainly the driest conditions they've had throughout the weekend, so they'll be happy with that. John Ray starting middle of the grid, waiting for the lights to go out. John Ray looked to have jumped the start from the third or fourth row and then gets cut off as Ian Booth just about got into the side of Cameron Jones. Well, was that a jump start for John Ray? We'll have to wait and hear from race control. But certainly a drying track. Cameron Jones has got through to the lead. John Ray working on Ian Booth to get by him. Dwayne Carter getting jumped at the start by Jones and Brian Gray. Great Corliss there in the Aussie Mail Falcon. It's Malcolm Udy in the V10 Dodge Viper. Ross Thurston back out there after damaging that car in the race 2. He won the first race of the weekend in streaming wet conditions. It was leading race number 2. He got into the tyre bundle of chicane and knocked an oil cooler off the car. So I think some work done overnight on that car to get it back out there on track. So Cameron Jones leads. Turbocharged, rotary-powered Camaro Trans Am. Ferguson going through in the number 75 Camaro. Dwayne Carter sideways off the curb. Off the exit of turn number 5 as Corliss has got to run up the inside of Gray to 6 ITM. Certainly don't want to get off the racing line because it's still damp in areas around the racing circuit off that racing line, but certainly a dry groove right in the centre of the racetrack right now as Craig Corliss now goes to work on Dwayne Carter. Carter right out towards the fence, out of turn 9 onto the front straight. Confirmation, John Ray with a penalty, a 10-second time penalty for a jump start, which I think was pretty predictable as Ray goes up the inside of Brian Gray. So if John Ray wants any chance of winning this race, he won the second race. Of course, Malcolm Udy outbrakes himself and goes down the return road up the end of turn number 1. John Ray will need to get to the front and try and win by more than 10 seconds, but I don't know that he's going to have the laps to try and do it, especially when you've got the likes of Cameron Jones and Dwayne Carter running pretty good race pace in these early stages. Cameron Jones leads from Carter, Corliss, John Ray with that 10-second jump start penalty. Brian Gray here is the peak antifreeze replay. Yeah, that one wasn't too easy to hide. And then made contact with Cameron Jones and Ian Booth, who were both going for the same piece of racetrack. Here's another look at it. John Ray trying to go down the middle. Get on the brakes. There was a little bit of contact there, I think, with the left rear quarter of the Ian Booth Altezza. Dwayne Carter running wide through ITM. Corliss with a little sniff of an opportunity. Jones out in front by about 3 seconds over these two cars, battling for second. Dwayne Carter and Craig Corliss. Big 6-litre Ford's going to work. Corliss is going to pull alongside. Not quite enough though, and Carter will get on the brakes and hold on to the position down into turn 1. Fastest lap just set by Cameron Jones at a 1:29.98, and he's 2 seconds quicker than the 2 chasing him. Now 3 chasing him with John Ray on the back of that queue. Corliss locks the brake. Just pitched the right front brake into turn 2. John Ray's just gone second quickest with a 1:30.10. It's Cameron Jones with a 4.5 second advantage up the road at the moment. And the Hydrolink Camaro / Mazda. It's a Camaro body, but underneath it is all turbocharged rotary. Sideways into turn number 4. We'll be enjoying it for the first time this weekend. They've actually got dry conditions. The first 2 races on a wet track. Dwayne Carter struggling in race 1 when the front electric screen failed. Did not see anything. Came through from a rearward start in that one to finish, I think, in the 7th position, having him as the top point scorer going into the race. So there's Cameron Jones. It's the gap back to Dwayne Carter. So Cameron Jones in the Hydrolink. Turbocharged Mazda. Seat speeds there up on the HSV bridge, 227 kilometres an hour. On the approach down to turn number 1, Carter, Corliss, John Ray. John Ray not able to take advantage, trying to get around these two. So a black and orange flag going out on the start-finish line. That is for the number 20 car of Tony Stewart. The Intergen Mazda just showing some smoke. So that's what that orange and black flag was on the start-finish line. So Dwayne Carter's just gone fastest to the first sector split. So he's on a good lap. Oh, there is Stewart. I think that may be off the end of the front straight where we saw Tim Slade go off in the first V8 supercar race. It is. So his race looks to be over in the Intergen Mazda RX-7. He just received the black and orange flag for excessive smoke. And he's parked it up at the end of turn number 1. So lead for Jones. Carter eked back about a second, 3.2 seconds. Carter again, quickest to the second sector split. Nearly a second quicker than the race leader. Ross Thurston, he's in the wars again. Has he done something similar to what he did in race 2 yesterday and got the tyre bundle through the chicane? So he's got more damage to the right front corner of the Mitsubishi Evo. As Craig Corliss actually sets the fastest lap at a 1:29.7. Cameron Jones with the lead by 3.3 seconds. Here's Corliss to the inside of Carter under brakes into 2. See the back of the car just skating around under brakes. And gets through to second. John Ray, he pits. He was carrying a 10-second penalty for a jump start anyway, so maybe mechanical problems for John Ray. He certainly wasn't making an awful lot of ground on the likes of Corliss and Carter. So that'll move Andy Greenslade up into the 4th position in the Sonata Jag. And he's about 14 seconds down on this battle for 2nd and 3rd. With Cameron Jones just controlling things out in front. His last lap was a 1:29.9. He was only 2/10 slower than Craig Corliss. Here is a PK Antifreeze replay. That's Brian Cray with the flames out the back of the quad rotor rotary. Yeah, John Ray, definitely mechanical issues with the John Ray Insurance Corvette. He is pit side at the halfway mark, the 3rd and final race for the GT1s from Hamilton.
Gillette Motorsport and our friends at Citizen Watches.
So battle groups further down the field, Ian Booth, Chris Hatton and Malcolm Udy. Chris Hatton all the way up from the South Island. 3 very different race cars. We've got the supercharged quad cam Toyota V8 powered Altezza, and Malcolm Udy in the V10 Viper going by Hatton and brake. He locks a right front brake. And Alan Ferguson with some dramas in the number 75 Camaro. So there's a few walking wounded out there at the moment. John Ray pit side with some engine dramas. As I was saying, 3 very different race cars. One of the older Trans Am style Camaros. Here's another peak antifreeze replay. This is Udy with the big lockup into ITM. That must have done some damage to that right front tyre. And in the meantime, he's managed to get past Ian Booth and up into the 5th position with Brian Gray, the next car up ahead. So Andy Greenslade's actually lost some positions, and he's also in the pits now. So Greenslade out of the 4th position. So these position changes are happening pretty regularly. There is Greenslade. It may be, as you can see there, lots of leaves and debris in the front grille of the Sonata XKR Jag. So maybe some cooling issues for some of those Trans Am spec cars out there on the streets of Hamilton for this third and final go at the GT1 NZs. And the sun is out, the track is dry.